for the 62nd and final time this season. It's a Buccaneers game day, and today they face off against the Sioux City Musketeers for the 4th time this season and are looking to even the regular season series at 2 aside. It's Bucks and Musketeers coming up in just, 15 minutes, I guess. 15 minutes up on the clock until the players head out onto the ice. My name is Elijah Gallagher. I have Tony Scott alongside me here. We'd like to welcome in everybody that's listening to tonight's broadcast for the season finale, the 62nd game of the season. And Tony and I were just talking about that before we got on the air. It's a long season, September all the way till, April. And that's just the preseason and regular season. Playoffs still have yet to begin. But it's a long season, but it doesn't feel like it's that long. It feels like just yesterday we had opening night here against the Waterloo Blackhawks, and a lot has happened since then. We saw some new players on the team. We've seen some players get traded away. We've seen wins and losses. We've seen a lot, and one final game for the Buccaneers this season. The Bucks 5-3-2 in their last 10, looking to end the season on a 3-game winning streak. The Bucks, they have only won 3 straight games once this season. That came on November 22nd. That was the first win, a 6-3 win versus the Chicago Steel. The 23rd, a 5-4 win at Dubuque. And then the 29th, a 3-2 win in Plymouth, Michigan against the U17s. And that was the last time the Bucks had a 3-game winning streak. And they had the chance to do just that tonight with the win against the Musketeers. Meanwhile, Sioux City enters tonight with points in 8 of their last 9 games. 7 of those are wins. Only 1 game was a loss past regulation, and that was last night in Waterloo in the shootout. The Musketeers currently have home ice locked up for their first round series against Tri-City. That was confirmed yesterday after Tri-City lost and Fargo won. So the Western Conference all locked up. All the series and seeding is in place. And the Musketeers host the Storm on Tuesday and Wednesday, and if necessary, for a Game 3 on Thursday. Imagine that you play today, you get a couple-day break, and
You told me Fargo.
I don't think it is Fargo.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Wait,
sorry, dear.
it is Fargo.
The Sioux City guy told me they were going up against Fargo on Tuesday.
I was looking. I don't know why. Yeah, Fargo. They play Fargo. I had it mixed up for some reason.
You're all right.
But they play Fargo, and that's weird. Tuesday, Wednesday. That's a quick turnaround from today, and for the most part, they're playing their starters. So
Yeah.
they played last night. They played today. They have a quick turnaround on Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday, but we'll see what the future holds for the Musketeers. The last time these teams played, well, let's look at Sioux City first. They played last night in Waterloo. It was a shootout loss, 3-2. Caden Harvey scored his first USHL goal for Waterloo with 4 minutes remaining in the second period to open the scoring. Before Sioux City scored 2 straight in the third period, just 2 minutes apart. Giacomo Martino from Socorro and Gunderson on the power play, and then Nikita Klepov from Gold and Martino. Morgan Brady then tied it up with just under 4 minutes remaining in regulation. The Musketeers proceed to go 0-for-3 in the shootout after a scoreless overtime. Klepov, Gunderson, and View all did not convert in the shootout before Teddy Townsend scored the lone shootout goal and gave Waterloo the win and Sioux City the shootout loss. Bjorn Bronis was in net, stopping 41 of 43. They went 1-for-3 on the power play and 2-for-2 on the PK. The Bucks were here last night to face off against the Omaha Lancers. They completed a season series sweep against them 4-0, and they won by a score of 4-2. Andrew Clark opened the scoring from Barron and Kernan on the power play just 3 minutes into the game before Miroslav Shatan Jr. answered 30 seconds later. Britton Alstead off a lucky bounce potted one home with 45 seconds remaining in the first. Buick and Zielinski had the assists. And then Zielinski from Alstead scored the lone goal of the second period, just about halfway through. And then former Buck Davis Borzinskis gave the Lancers some life with 4 minutes left. Jack Kernan from Alstead and Zielinski scored on the empty net, and that gave Zielinski and Alstead their first career 3-point games. Kernan had a 2-point game, And Elliott Sequel-Scarborough in net stopped 14 of 16, and he even tried a goalie goal last night. It didn't go. That would have been pretty sweet, though, if that happened. Bucks 1 for 3 on the power play, 2 for 2 on the PK, and the Buccaneers offense was alive last night. 15 shots on goal for Des Moines in the second period, 33 in total. So good offensive night for the Buccaneers when it came to producing shots. Well, the last time the Musketeers and the Buccaneers played, it was a Buccaneers loss, 6-1, and the Bucks were amidst a 6-game losing streak the last time they played the Musketeers, and that loss to Sioux City was game 5 of 6 in that losing streak. Giacomo Martino from Muirneeks opened the scoring before Landon Nyes, assisted by Luke and Gavin Gary, and then Landon Gunderson from Socorro in the second put the Musketeers up 3. Nicholas Sikora from Gunderson and Pritchard made it 4 straight goals for the Musketeers before Theo Kiss, unassisted, cut into the deficit in the third period. Oliver Muirneeks from Jeffress, Giacomo Martino from Gunderson, and Gary on the power play made it 6-1 Musketeers. Max Weiland in net for the Buccaneers. That game stopped 25 of 31, including a penalty shot he stopped in the first period from Landon Gunderson. Bucks went 0 for 1 on the power play, 2 for 3 on the PK. Well, the road ahead for these teams are very different. This is sadly the end of the road for your 2024-2025 Des Moines Buccaneers, and tonight the season comes to a conclusion. Sioux City, they were at the host some playoff games against Fargo this week. Tuesday and Wednesday are games 1 and 2, with game 3 occurring on Thursday if necessary. The goalie matchup for tonight's game will start with the visiting Sioux City Musketeers. Samuel Urban gets the start. Urban 22-14-1 on the season with a 2.96 goals against average and a .900 save percentage. For the Bucks, Max Weiland gets the start. 15-12-3 record on the season, a 3.24 goals against average and a .885 save percentage. How did these teams match up? Well, Sioux City 31-22-3-5. 70 points, 4th in the West, while the Bucks are 24-32-5-0, 53 points, 7th in the West. Their power plays look like this. The Musketeers 9th on the power play with a 22.4%. That's 1 spot above the Bucks, who are 10th with a 22.2%. The big difference here is penalty kill. The Musketeers, best PK in the league by over 2%. They have an 84.5% on the PK, first in the USHL, while the Bucks are 12th, the 75.9%. Top scorers for each team. Sioux City, dangerous offensively. They have some of the top scorers in the league on their roster. Giacomo Martino leads the way, 32 goals, 42 assists. He's first in the USHL in points, 3rd in goals, 2nd in assists. Landon Gunderson, 2nd in scoring for the Musketeers, 27 goals, 45 assists. 2nd in the league in points, tied 7th in goals, and 1st in assists. Tate Pritchard rounds out the top 3, 19 goals, 33 assists, 52 points for him. Well, ties him 18th in the USHL for points, and he is tied 14th for assists. So that's crazy. The same team has the top 2-point producers in the USHL. The Bucks have to look out for Martino and Gunderson, who don't even play on the same line. So that's a lethal 1-2 combo on 2 separate lines for the Musketeers. Meanwhile, Buccaneers top scorer Jack Kernan looking for 30 goals. He is sitting at 29 as of tonight. Heading into the game, 29 goals, 23 assists. He is tied 18th in points and tied 5th for goals. Andrew Clark, 20 goals, 24 assists. And then Ben Keevan rounds out the top 3, 13 goals, 30 assists. Finally, the starting lineups for tonight's game. The visiting Sioux City Musketeers. Dallas View on the left. Centering is Landon Gunderson. And on his right is Tate Pritchard. On defense, Landon Nyes on the left. Liam Hupka on the right with Urban between the pipes. For the Buccaneers starting lineup, Peyton Blair on the left, and then an odd construction for the forwards. We have 2 centers. We have Andrew Clark and Jack Kernan. I'm curious to see who will be taking that faceoff who will be on the right side, but it's Blair, Clark, and Kernan up front, with Barron back on the left, Dyer back on the right, and Wilet between the pipes. For the Musketeers, scratches tonight include Salon, Sinclair, Tuminaro, Dean, Lalonde, Stockseth, Gold, Poliski, Dysart, and Shahade. A lot of scratches for tonight's game. And then for the Bucks, Ben Keevan, Mason Piepenberg, Theo Kiss, Nate Deladonna. Once again, Ben Keevan out is playing to earn a spot on Team USA's roster for the U18 World Championship that will take place later this month. Theo Kiss doing the same thing, but for the Slovakia U20s. So both of those players, their last game of the season, potentially last game in the Bucks uniform, was last week against the Rough Riders. Referees for tonight's game include Christopher Peterkin, Sean Cornock, linesman Duncan Magara, and Takaji St. Pierre. Now it takes us where we are now, Tony. 4.5 minutes until the players head out and we get things rolling.
Well, Eliza, can you believe it? We're at game number 62, 63 of the season. It's been a fun season here at home in the new building this year. I think it's worked out well. I know we had some growing pains at the beginning of the season. A lot of fans, some fans did not want to make the move from the old Buccaneer Arena to the Recplex. So we lost a few fans this year. But we have gained a few fans. I've seen a lot of new faces, a lot of new families here this year. We're going to get a good support tonight. So coming out to the Recplex out here in West Des Moines has been a good thing for the Buccaneers. It's going to help attract new players to this team, good players to this team. And the future for the Buccaneers is looking bright. Got a brand new rink. It's going to be built to the east of us here. Construction should start later this summer. And should be ready for the 2027 season.
And you talk about bringing in some good players. Well, in the offseason, the teams that don't make the playoffs, obviously, they get the higher picks in the USHL Phase 1 draft. And the Buccaneers, one of the 4 teams that are not in the playoffs. So, without a doubt, having a top 4 pick certainly can help them build their future for next season and the season after and just keep building. And you obviously want to see them make the playoffs, but there's good and bad that comes with making the playoffs and missing the playoffs.
Yeah, and I got pretty good confidence in the Buccaneers. I think next year is going to be a good season. I've heard a lot of players are coming back next year, and the experience on the ice that we're going to get from these guys that are going to come back next year is going to be a big difference in the USHL. We'll see how the draft goes. The tryout camp's coming up here in June. And I'm not a good one to watch tryout camp. They all look like they're good players to me out there on the ice. We get a lot of players here, 100 and some, 200 players here come here, try out. I'm glad I'm not part of the coaching staff that has to dwindle it down to, I don't know how many spots are going to be open on the Buccaneers roster. Let's just say 8, 9, 10 spots, probably 12 spots. I have no idea, but I hate to be the person trying to dwindle that number from all those players trying out to down to a dozen players. So every team goes through it, and we'll see how it goes. And Coach Curley will have his hands full, I'm sure. He's got some good help behind him, and looking really forward to see the future of the Buccaneers next season.
And I'm sure we'll bring this up throughout the broadcast as well. But for all the Bucs players that are heading off to pursue college careers, or if this is their last season of hockey, then we would like to wish all of the Bucs players well, no matter what college they're going, wherever they're going. There's going to be some Bucs players that might end up on different USHL rosters at the start of next season. We'd like to wish them well as well, but of course we will have Bucs players returning, and for all those players that are returning, we're going to be excited to have them back on the ice right here in front of us. So excited to see what the future holds, but at the same time, we want to wish farewell and the best of luck to all the players that will be moving on after this season.
And the Buccaneers had a change of the front office early in the season and brought in Eric, our president, and he has done a fantastic job here with the Buccaneers.
He has.
Got a lot of new help in here. I call them young kids because they are young kids like you, Eliza. You're a young kid to me. But they all got a positive attitude, and they're looking forward to already. I already talked to a few of them here tonight. They're already looking for the off season, and that's where they do a lot of their work and get in new sponsors and new players and all this stuff. And I'm excited to see what happens for the Buccaneers the upcoming season.
Get ready for the national anthem.
We ask at this time that you please stand and remove your hats as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Please welcome Jake Francis.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed twilight whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we walk, where snow gallantly stream, and the rockets red bursting in air, through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, take us that star-spangled banner dead way, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, the last national anthem for the season here for the Buccaneers.
Once again, starting lineup for tonight. Away team, Sioux City Musketeers up front. Dallas View, Landon Gunderson, and Tate Pritchard. On the back end, Landon Nyes, Liam Hupka with Urban between the pipes. And for the Bucks, Peyton Blair, Andrew Clark, Jack Kernan, with Barron and Dyer behind them, and Max Weilet in net.
Buccaneers wearing their blue jersey. Nice job on the pregame there, Eliza. Buccaneers wearing their blue jerseys, going to your left on the screen, wearing their red blazers. Sioux City wearing their white and green. I feel like I've called this game a few times, and we got to go up to Sioux City a couple times this year to call the away game, so it's going to be a good matchup here with the Buccaneers. Sioux City wins the faceoff, played on the near side, up through center ice, chipped down into the Buccaneer end of the ring. Dyer picks it up in behind his own goaltender. Weilet in net tonight for the Buccaneers. Sioux City sends it right back in, sends it around, wraps it around the boards, off the half boards. The Buccaneers Kernan picks it up, chips it off the high glass, couldn't get it out. Dyer back to play it, leaves it there for Barron. Barron on the near side for Blair. Blair just dumped it, and the Buccaneers are going to make a line change. Briskaloff. Ore Grossloss out there for the Buccaneers. Grossloff picks it up in behind his own goaltender, played in behind Weilet. Sent over to the far side to Buick. Buick off the end boards to the wall. And Sioux City keeps it in momentarily. Here comes the Bucks out of the zone. Across the blue line down on the Buccaneers offensive side of the ice. Briskaloff with it, looking for a centering pass. Thought he was going to wrap it around and take a shot there, but he sends it all the way to Grossloss onto the left-hand corner. Sioux City brings it all the way down on the Buccaneer end of the rink. Still yet to have a shot. Hey, Liza, we've almost made it 2 minutes. We haven't had a whistle. That's unusual at a home game here. Sioux City with it all the way up through center ice. We're going to jinx. I'll jinx it here. Nope, no icing there. Sioux City on the inboards, played on the right-hand wall. Centering pass, tipped by Weilet, sent off the far boards. Sioux City comes up with it. Shot on net, saved by Weilet. Weilet. Played to the near side. Kernan with it all the way up through center ice. Allstead has it for the Buccaneers. Tipped on net. Urban sends it to the far side. Centering pass right out front to the point. Harper with it to the right-hand side. Zelensky couldn't get it fired off. Back to Alstead. Alstead with it. Centering pass right out front. Zelensky was wide open and just a little bit out of reach. Kernan has it on the left-hand side to the high slot. As Sioux City picks it off, chips it off the boards all the way up through the neutral zone, down into the Buccaneer end of the rink. Harper has it for the Bucks. He sets up in behind Wylet. Here comes Harper all the way up through center ice. Down into the Sioux City defensive side of the ice. Played to the far side. Shaw with it. Off the right-hand corner. Centering pass broken up. Sioux City picks it up in behind their own goaltender, Urban. All the way up through center ice. Played to the far side. Harper trying to get a stick on it. Sioux City sends it all the way down on the Buccaneer end of the rink. In behind Wylet. Played by Barron. Up to Birchill. At the point, fires it, shot just goes wide of Wylet, and Sioux City picks it up off the inboards. Played on the near side. Walking it down low on the right-hand circle. Played to the far wall. Sioux City keeps it in. Stumpko has it for the Sioux City Musketeers. Right out in front of blue paint, and that almost caught Wylet off guard as it Eliza, we say it almost every game as that bounce came off that inboards, came right out through the blue paint, and Wylet, don't think he noticed it until it got by him. And there's another odd bounce right off the glass. Barron picks it up, sends it up out of the zone, long pass all the way up, Slinger with it, and icing on the Buccaneers. 16-13 left in the first period. Sioux City out shooting the Buccaneers 1-0.
Yeah, Sealinger tried to shorten up on the stick to get a piece of that to negate the icing. And then apparently he didn't get a piece of it, and it caused an icing. Didn't get to the puck in time. Some Bucks fans didn't think that should have been an icing.
Yeah, we heard them to our right here. They thought it wasn't an icing. I haven't seen any fan in the stands override a referee call yet in my career here, so
it's probably going to stay that way.
Probably going to stay that way. Clark with the face-off to the glove side of Wylet, and Sioux City wins the face-off back to the blue line. Played on the near side, off the half boards, walks it right back around. Sent over to the far side. Sioux City comes up with it at the face-off dot. Clark intercepts it for the Buccaneers. Off the end boards to Harper. Tied up still on the end boards in behind Wylet. Centering pass right out front. Sioux City comes up with a shot on net, save by Wylet. A little wrist shot there by number 2 for Sioux City. Murray.
That was a good glove save by Wylet.
Yeah, it was a good glove.
And Murray all by himself there in the slot. All the players were down behind the net trying to dig the puck loose, and it comes out to Murray in the slot, and he just rips it on net. Good save by Wylet. Just testing him a little early. Only 2 shots on net, both to the Musketeers.
Buccaneers win the faceoff. Draw to Thorpe to Alstead. On the top right-hand circle, Sioux City keeps it in. Gunnarsson sends it to the left-hand side. Chips off the high glass. Buccaneers able to get it out. Still looking for the first shot on net here for the Buccaneers. We get icing on the Bucks, 15:29 of the period.
Yeah, no shots on yet for the Bucks, but that Alstead-Kernan-Zielinski line got some offensive zone time earlier on in the period. It got some chances, but nothing on net officially that Urban had to stop. That line was dynamite last night. Alstead and Zielinski had their first 3-point games in the USHL, and Kernan had a 2-point game, so that whole line was multi-point games.
Sioux City wins the face-off shot on the net. Wylet with a big save there, pad save. And Sioux City a shot at low, trying to get it underneath the pads. Buccaneers come up with it, played on the near side. Zielinski with it, sends it up to Kernan. Kernan with it, fires a shot off the crossbar. Kernan just about made it a 1-0 hockey game.
And he's looking for his 30th goal.
And didn't we get a stat last night? We haven't had a 30-goal Buccaneer since 2018. If that stat's right, I didn't go back and check it today, Eliza, but I'm assuming it's right. Alstead with it now on the left-hand side. Played off the inboards. Ardreski with it. Kroll in the lineup tonight. Good to see him back in the lineup tonight for the Buccaneers. Played on the near side. Back to Kroll. Top of the circle. Grosloth with it, fires a shot on net. Urban with the save. Back on the near side, Kroll with it. Couldn't hang on to it. The puck comes free all the way up through center ice. Skoloff sends it to the far side. Dumps it down in. Grosloth's in there. Walked in behind Arbonne. Back up through center ice. Here comes Sioux City up through center ice, right through the Buccaneer logo. And nice hard hit there by Kroll. Kroll with a nice hit on Delaney of Sioux City. Off the inboards, played to the near side all the way up, and that's going to be icing waved off. Must have got touched. Urban leads it there. Sioux City comes up with it. They set up in behind their own goaltender. Played to the far side, all the way up through center ice. Down into the Buccaneers' defensive side of the ice. Ori with it for the Bucks. Sets up in behind Weilet. Played by Birchill. Back to Ori. Sent over to the far side to Harper. Grosloth tries to chip it up out of the zone. The Buccaneers do get it up out of the zone. Here we come, 2-on-1 coming back the other way. Birchill with it. Leaves it back. Ori shot. Score! Yeah, baby, yeah, baby, yeah. And Keaton Ori was his fourth goal of the season on a tic-tac-toe. And the Buccaneers make it a 1-0 hockey game.
Great play by Reese Shaw to set that whole thing up. He was able to break with Birchill 2-on-1. He was able to make a nice defensive play to get the puck first and keep the man off him. Got it over to Birchill. Birchill settles it down, and that was a good job at Birchill to settle that down. And he feeds it right back to Ori, who's the trailer, right in the slot. Perfect place to get a shot off, and he makes no mistake and gives the Bucks a lead.
Sioux City wins the faceoff. They bring it back into their own defensive side of the ice, all the way up through center ice. Played on the far boards. Allstead with it. Try to get a stick on it. Nori gets a goal there as they're announcing. Andy Hall's announcing. And Birchill with the first assist. Reese Shaw with the second assist there. Allstead with it at the center ice. Chipped it back down into the Buccaneer in the rink. Sioux City plays it down on the Buccaneers' defensive side of the ice on the near boards. Here comes Zelensky with it all the way up to the left-hand side, top of the circle. And I do not believe, Eliza, you'll know this. You're my stats guy. The points for Sioux City does not matter at all. I think the seeding is pretty well set for Sioux City.
They're locked up in their spot.
Yep, locked up. So the points in this game really don't matter. It's all pride here tonight. Shaw with it on the far side. The Buccaneers trying to end their season with a winning game at home. Played to the near side. Kroll with it. And the puck comes free all the way down in the Buccaneer into the rink. Back to play it is Barron. Barron sends it to the far side, chipped it down in, and that's going to be icing on the Buccaneers. 12:09 left in first. I do believe we got a replay of that goal coming up here shortly.
Yes, we do.
Yep, here we go. Eliza, good job working.
I want to start way back here. Watch Shaw. So Shaw's going to, right there, poke it off the stick. He's going to kick it off to the wall to himself. Birchill settles it down to Ori. Just like that, they gave the Bucks the lead one more time. Birchill, right to Ori, and that is how the Bucks got their goal. Great play by Shaw, by the way.
Great play by Shaw. Roll with it now to Shaw. Ships it down into the Sioux City, into the rink. Sent over to the far side. Sioux City back up out of the zone quickly. Richardson with it. Fires a shot on that. Saved by Weilet, and loose puck saves loose. And we get a whistle, and boy, that was very, very close to going in. And I'm not sure how Weilet kept it out of there.
I think that might have gone in. Gunderson was right there. He came flying in. It was on the line. Weilet had his pad out, but Gunderson came charging in and shoved the puck and the pad in. Sometimes that's a little bit murky, so we'll see what.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at it too.
The referees might take a look at this too.
Yeah, they're going to see if it went across the line. I don't know. It looked like to me it did, but I'm not sure. And our video replay, video cameras will not lie here, or at least they help.
We'll wait.
It's a little bit. Our feed is a little bit delayed here on this video thing, but the referees are in front of the scorer's box, and they are talking about it. And we'll see.
It did end up going in.
Wow.
Let's
They still haven't reached for the iPad yet.
watch this. So right here, Wyatt's gonna get the save. It's gonna trickle free. That stays out, but that right there
one
goes
did.
in, and that looks
Back
like
it up. Did it get kicked in? I think it got kicked in.
no goal. The officials
Yep.
just waved. We'll see.
Yeah, kicked in.
But
Right there, I still think his right skate kicked it in.
that was the first guy that came in. The second guy was the one that actually put that past Violet. Yes, he kicked it.
Yeah, but watch this
But
guy.
then he comes in and hits it with the stick.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
that looks like I wonder if they will take. I wonder if there's going to be a challenge.
Go back. I still think there's a kick there.
I think they just sit. Yep, they're going to go review it.
Boy, yeah, it's tough to see. I don't know if you can bring that in a little bit closer there. Now
They are reviewing it now.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you now. Maybe he did get a stick on that, but it's so hard to see.
So
There's a skate for
There's
sure.
a skate, but that doesn't go across the line yet. This guy, Gunderson, he comes in here. There's the puck
I
right
see-
there.
Yep. I see the stick on it now.
The stick is on it. Maybe he kicks his
Boy,
stick, but that looks like
boy,
that,
I don't know.
that looks like that'd be a good goal to me.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know.
So if it is good, Gunderson will get credit.
Yeah, we'll see here. They're going to review it. They're seeing the same thing we're seeing. It's close.
If this is a goal, that's another goal the Bucks have allowed within a minute of scoring one of their own.
Yeah.
They scored at the 6:34 mark, and right now, 7:13 mark is where it would be put at. So we will see what happened. Or 8:13 mark, rather. Nonetheless, no matter what time it is, it's still a quick goal the Bucks allowed back. We saw that happen last night against Omaha. They scored their first goal.
And we're going to get the official call here. They're coming back out, and we got ourselves a good goal. Sioux City scores that goal, making it a 1-1 hockey game.
Gunderson will get credit for that goal.
Well, must not have got kicked in. If they get... All right, back to 1-1, or back to tied game, 1-1.
Wait to see who gets credit for the assist, but Gunderson does get the goal. And
The referee's talking to Coach Curley.
for Gunderson, that's goal 28 on the season, .73. He is now 1 point behind teammate Giacomo Martino for the league lead in points. Curley not happy about
Yeah,
it.
not happy. Yeah, he's not happy at all, and it's just kind of the way the season has gone for Coach Curley here. Not getting the bounces, but I mean, we did see some bounces go our way last night, but not the one that Bounce Curley wanted tonight. But it's not over. We're only halfway through the first period. Long ways to go. Tied up 1-1. It's not like Sioux City scored their 10th goal and it's 10-0, but back to even, and we'll go from there. Sioux City with it on the near side. Back to the far side. All the way up through center ice. Chips it down in off the high glass. And comes right out to Wilet's back side of his stick. And he had to play that quickly. Murray with it for Sioux City. Leaves it there. Clark picks it up. Blair has it on the left-hand side. Brings it in to Slinger. Sent over to the far side. Right out in front, and couldn't get the trigger pulled. That was Clark. Then over to the far side. Sioux City picks it up on the inboards, played to the near side off the half board. The puck comes free all the way up through center ice and down into the Buccaneer into the rink. Hollinger with it for the Buccaneers, played by Harper. Harper sets it up off the end boards, all the way up through center ice to Kernan. Full ahead of steam, right-hand side, Allstead with it. Dumps it down in, off the end boards, played to the near side. Dyer keeps it in at the blue line momentarily, but not so long. Here comes Sioux City back the other way. They get tied up, couldn't get the shot off. And that was close to being a 2-on-0 coming back the other way. Sent over to the far side. Sioux City picks it up off the far boards. And 2-on-2 coming back into the Buccaneers' defensive side of the ice. Picked off by Dyer. Dyer sends it to the left-hand side off the half boards. Zielinski plays it for the Bucks. Kernan comes up with it. Right through the Buccaneer logo. Across the blue line. Stayed on sides. Good crowd here tonight. Early in the evening. Tough to come in here. This has probably been the best spring day we've had since spring has started. Close to 80 degrees outside today. Down in deep. Played by Kroll. Kroll sets up in behind his own goaltender. Played to the near side. Back out to the point. Sent to the far side. Sioux City controlling the play down on the Buccaneers' defensive side of the ice. Off the inboards, off that wicked bounce again, right back out.
It's always that one spot.
That one spot where the E is in electronics down there. That's the spot it bounces right back out almost every time. Buccaneers bring it all the way down in the Sioux City defensive side of the ice, and Urban's just going to cover it up. We're going to get a media timeout. 9:08 left in the first period, a 1-1 hockey game. Sioux City out shooting the Buccaneers 5-3.
Yeah, so Keaton Norrie, he gets the opening goal from Birch Hill and Shaw at the 6:34 mark, but the 8:13 mark, just about a minute and a half later, Landon Gunderson from Dallas View, he gets a lone assist, and that's been kind of the theme all season long for the Buccaneers, where I feel like we say it every game, where you score and then you either take a penalty or allow a goal in a short amount of time afterwards. Mentioned good showing for Bucks fans tonight.
Good showing
and
here
there's also
tonight.
some Musketeers fans in attendance watching them play their final regular season game of the season as well.
Eliza, I look over to our right, over below section 107. Do I see a lot of Drake t-shirts over there? I see a lot of blue over there. And it almost looks like there's something to do with Drake. Can't see what it says. Can't read the shirts, what it says above there, but
My mom went to Drake.
oh, good.
I always root for them in March Madness.
yeah.
football.
Looks like we got a good group over there from Drake. Good to see them. They got a hockey team, a club hockey team. Buccaneers with us, keeps it in the zone, and Sioux City picks it right back up, chips it up out of the zone, all the way down on the Buccaneers' defensive side of the ice. Back to play it on the near side. Thorpe with it. Leaves there for Buick. Back to Birch Hill. Just kind of back and forth. Kind of still looks like the teams are still trying to fill each other out here, trying to get a rhythm going. Kind of got more of the rhythm going tonight than we did last night at the beginning of the game. We had a lot of whistles. Just had that long video review on the goal, which credited to Sioux City with a goal. Besides that, not a whole lot of stoppage in play. Sioux City with it on the far side. Picked up by Sorrells on the inboard. Leaves it there for Buick. Eliza, my understanding is most of these players will be gone. They're going home on Monday. Sticking around for a team dinner tomorrow night. Maybe a little celebration of the end of the season. But most of the housing parents and the players I've talked to are planning on packing their stuff up, their cars up, and driving home back to wherever they came from. And they'll start their summer break. Probably be back here soon in June if they're coming back to make a tryout here for the Buccaneers again. I think it's late June.
It's such a quick turnaround, too.
Quick turnaround. You think that's a long ways away, June, but it comes up quickly. Played on the near side by Sioux City. Not a whole lot going on in this game right now. Just kind of back and forth. Right out front, shot on that. Wylet, as soon as I say that, Sioux City comes down and gets a wide open shot on Wylet. Wylet with the save, and we've seen Wylet do that time in and time out, make great saves here at home. Sent over to the far side. Sioux City picks it up. Should be a good series between Sioux City and Fargo.
Those two teams don't like each other. Every time they play, there's hits and penalties and fights. There's some good first-round matchups this upcoming playoff. Although the Buccaneers are not in, if you can get a chance to watch some of these series, there are going to be some really good ones, and I think this is going to be a playoff to remember.
Yeah, give us something to do this week. Didn't you say Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday game? I think the broadcaster for Sioux City told me they could be still in it come this time next week or totally out of it. So Sioux City has it in behind their own goaltender. Walks it around, does a 360. Not quite as fast a game as it was last night. I think the Omaha Buccaneer game last night was a lot quicker pace. This is kind of a slowed down pace. Played to the near side, though. Aldreski with it. Sent over to the far side to Alstead. Zelensky in there, too. Sioux City picks it up in behind their own goaltender. Back up through center ice. Olive picks it off at the Buccaneer logo. Sends it right down on net. And the Buccaneer fans want a penalty. Not going to get it. Haven't seen a penalty yet tonight. Here comes Richard all the way down into the Buccaneer, into the rinks. Cycles back around, leaves it there for Murray. Played on the near side. Off the half boards, the Buccaneers come up with it. Goloff with it on the left-hand side. Took a hard hit into the bench. Gunnarsson picks it up for Sioux City, sends it to the far side, plays it off the boards, right up through center ice. Drop pass back. Fired it towards the net, went up high, up over the head of everybody, and came down in the right-hand corner, back out to the blue line. Sioux City picks it up, fires it off the shin pads of Barron and up into the protective netting. We get a whistle. 5:13 of the first period. Shots on net. Sioux City 6 and Buccaneers 3.
Yeah, you're right when you say it's not as fast as it was last game. It's kind of a little bit sloppy. It's dump in, and then they change and don't really chase or just turning it over. Last night, it was, to be fair, it was a bit of a sloppy start. A lot of turnovers, a lot of back forth, but the Bucs really had a good control in the offensive zone we've not really seen so far tonight.
Shot on net, saved by Wylet. Tipped in front, bounced, and went right into the breadbasket of Wylet. We get another defensive faceoff here. Well, Liza, I did make it home. As everybody knows, I'm a sprint car fan. I did make it home for the main race last night called the A Main. My driver got fourth. He was up to second. Fell back into fourth last night. And they are back at the same track tonight in St. Louis, I-55. Alstead with it to the far side, off the far boards, and Sioux City controls the play up through the neutral zone. Played on the near side. Zelensky's dad stopped by here, shot on net, saved by Wylet. Stopped by here last night, and I asked him if he was looking at the sprint car racing on the screen here. Asked him if they had any dirt tracks out there where he's from, out by the Philadelphia area, and it's just all pavement racing out there, he said, so it was nice to talk to him. And wonder if we'll get cookies tonight. Them cookies didn't last very long last night. I had one of my off-ice officials ask me why he didn't get a cookie. I said, well, they went fast. Well, maybe Alstead grandmother can make us a new batch of cookies and be ready for next year. They were certainly good last night. Played on the near side. All the way down on the Buccaneer end of the rink. Played to the near side. Burchill with it. Worry picks it up right in front of his own goaltender, Wylet, all the way up through center ice, right through everybody, but Sioux City sends it right back in. Played on the near side. Fires a shot, never made it, blocked in front by Burchill. Sioux City plays it in behind Wylet. A little wrist shot went wide of Wylet. And Burchill did get a stick on it. Keevy has it for Sioux City, sent over to the far side, down into the Buccaneer arena, or into the rink again. Played by Blair. Blair brings it down on the Buccaneers offensive side of the ice. Back to Buick. To Blair. To the top side to Clark. Fires a shot on net. Save. Urban with a good save there. Nice shot by the Buccaneers. Played to the left-hand side by Clark. He shot it right through the blue paint. Intended for Slinger. Couldn't get a stick on it. The puck comes free. It's all the way down on the Buccaneer in the rink. Trickles on net, and Wilet is just going to glove it down or put a glove over it and get a whistle. 3:16 left in the first period. 1-1 hockey game.
Good chance there by the Bucks. Urban with a good save. That's the first. It feels like that was the first shot in quite some time the Bucks have had that was a genuine grade A look.
Yeah, it was the same way in the other direction. Sioux City, it seemed like they hadn't had any shots there, and then point-blank shot on Wilet, and he made a good save. So both goaltenders playing well. Sioux City wins the face-off. They draw back to the blue line. Fires it, tipped off somebody, and went up into the high glass. Played by Blair. On the near side by Thorpe. To Clark. On the near side, Zielinski with it. Slinger with it for the Buccaneers. Centering pass broken up, intended for Alstead. Shout out to the Alstead family. I hear they watch every game, listen to us all the time. From the Plymouth, Minnesota area, I do believe. I said that wrong. Zielinski from the New Jersey area. That's where they have a lot of pavement racing up there. Play to the far side. Sioux City with it all the way up through center ice. Right through. We got a penalty here. Gonna get a rough. Yeah, gonna get a roughing call on Sioux City. The Buccaneers will be on the Little Debbie Snack Cake power play.
Now Pritchard and Alstead were jawing at each other, and Pritchard gets called for a rough. Maybe a little too much, but maybe this will give the Bucks some offensive life. A power play. Last night, Bucks scored on their first power play chance of the night. It was Andrew Clark. We'll see what it looks like tonight. Of course, with Ben Keevan out of the lineup, Zielinski takes his spot on the top unit with Yastrzemski, Clark, Kernan, and Barron. So we'll see what happens with 2:20 left in the period, 2 minutes up on the clock, the power play.
Buccaneers win the faceoff back to Barron. And we talked about that a little bit last night, winning the faceoffs, and that's a crucial faceoff win there for the Buccaneers. Played on the near side by Clark. Clark has it now. Off the inboard. Back to Barron. Barron with it, looking. Has the lane. Fires it. Shot got tipped in front. Jeffries tipped it to the far side. Down low. Back out to the face-off dot on the right-hand side to Barron. Clark fires a shot. Score! Yeah, baby, yeah, baby, yeah. The Buccaneers make it a 2-1 hockey game on a power play goal. 1:27 was left in the power play goal. Power play for the Buccaneers. 1:48 left in the period.
What a shot by Zielinski. He had time. He had space. So he sat there. He picked his spot, and he picked his spot clean and gave the Buccaneers the lead. And Pritchard, with some words for the official, and he was heading back to the bench. He was not a fan of that call, and he voiced his opinion to the referee on the far side. I believe that was Kornock he was jawing at when he left the box, but Zielinski with a beautiful shot gives the Bucks the lead back on their first power play chance of the night, and it converts.
And Kroll just got away from one there. He took... he punched the kid right in the face. Here comes Grosshaus back the other way. Gets taken off the play, and there's going to be another penalty on Sioux City. 2 minutes for tripping, and the Buccaneers back to the power play, the Little Debbie Snack Cake power play. 1:31 left in the first period. And Buccaneers 1 for 1 on the power play. We'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 on the power play.
That's another Musketeer arguing his way to the box. That's Delaney, Jake Delaney, the one getting called. And Grossclaw showing his speed off. Broke past the defense. Delaney, solid body contact. Deemed a trip, however. The Bucks, they just converted on the power play. They're going right back to it. Let's see if they can do it again.
Kernan, Ardreski, Slinger out, Zielinski out there for the Buccaneers. Back to Barron and Clark. Right to the far side. Leaves it there for Clark. Back to the blue line. Barron works it to the right-hand side. Zielinski with it. Fires a shot on net. Urbon with a good save there. Back to the blue line. Barron picks it up. Leaves it off to Clark. Back to Barron. He walks the blue line. Sent over to the far side. Just a little bit out of reach with Zielinski and couldn't keep it in.
Clark and Barron just were credited with the assists on the Zielinski goal.
1 minute remaining in the period. Barron with it to the far side to Clark. Clark off the half boards.
2 minutes tripping.
Back out to the top side. Kernan with it. Kernan leaves it there for Clark. To the far side to Barron. Barron works it on the right-hand circle. Fires it right towards the net. Just went through the blue paint over to Kernan. Kernan looking. Fires a shot on that. Urbon with the save. And here comes Sioux City up out of zone. Short-handed try coming back the other way. Gets around Barron. Gets tipped. Good play by Barron. Got a stick on it. Redirected that puck to the inboards. Played on the right-hand side. And here comes the Buccaneers up out of the zone, trying to get it around their last defenseman there. Couldn't do it. That was Murray trying to get around. Sent over to the far side. Back up through center ice it comes to Clark. 12 seconds remaining in the period. Sent to the far side. Singlinger with it for the Bucks. Couldn't hang on to it. And the Buccaneers will come back out here in the second period with 28 seconds left on the Little Debbie Snack Cake power play. The Buccaneers up 2-1. And for one on the power play.
And keep in mind, Sioux City, best PK in the USHL. And the Buccaneers converted. Let's take a look at the goal real quick before we head off for the break. So Yastrzemski gets it to Clark, up top to Barrett, back to Clark. Now watch Zielinski. It's all the space right there.
Boy.
Beautiful shot. Picks the corner.
Shot.
Let's slow this down. Let's watch this. Zielinski and Yastrzemski. Good screen in front. Moves out of the way so he doesn't block the shot.
That go underneath the goalie's armpit? Oh, I screwed it up, Eliza. Damn it. I shouldn't touch buttons.
But great
anyway,
shot by
yeah,
Zielinski.
he didn't have much light there to shoot at, and he got it either over the top shoulder of the goaltender or through his armpit. But either way, nice shot there. All right, we're going to take our intermission break here. Eliza Gallagher and Tony Scott. We'll be back with second period action in about 15-20 minutes. Thanks for listening to the Morning Buccaneer Hockey.
5 minutes until the second period of action starts between the Buccaneers and Musketeers. Bucks lead 2-1 after one, and they will have 28 seconds on the power play to start off the period after a Jake Delaney tripping call at the 18:29 mark of the first period. Put the Bucks on their second power play chance of the night. They did convert on their first one. Zielinski from Clark and Barron gave the Bucks the 2-1 lead on the power play, and we'll see what magic they can do with 28 seconds. Now, Sioux City, best penalty killing team in the USHL. They also have the most shorthanded goals in the USHL this season with 13. Trey Jeffress has 5 shorthanded goals this season. That puts him second in the league for shorthanded goals. And Oliver Merniques tied 5th for shorthanded goals with 2. So they have some threats when it comes to killing off penalties. Buccaneers need to be aware of that, as the Musketeers did try to get some past Violent. None have gone past Violent shorthanded yet. So we'll see what happens. 28 seconds to work with. Now I want to take a look at the league scoreboard, out-of-town scoreboard. We have some big games for those in the Eastern Conference as Western Conference play. It is all set. Playoff seeding is all set, but we'll go through them all anyway. Youngstown taking on the U17s at home. 4-1 lead. If Youngstown can hold on to this, they will lock up that first round bye, and I believe they will also lock up the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference and secure themselves home ice all the way through the Eastern Conference playoff bracket. Sioux City and Des Moines are playing. Of course, the Bucks have a 2-1 lead. Sioux City has their playoff spot locked up of the 4 seed, and they will be playing Fargo in the first round on Tuesday. That's when game 1 begins. Lincoln and Tri-City play 1-0 Lincoln currently. Tri-City has that 6 seed spot in the West. They will be playing number 3 Waterloo. Lincoln, of course, locked up the Anderson Cup a handful of weeks ago. They have home ice all throughout the Western Conference playoff bracket, but also have the round 1 bye. Fargo and Sioux Falls playing 1-0 Fargo. Of course, Fargo plays Sioux City. Sioux Falls looks to have that second bye. Lincoln with the 1 seed bye in the West. Sioux Falls with the 2 seed bye in the West. Chicago hosting Muskegon, 1-0 lead Chicago. And Muskegon, they need every point they can get to get a bye in the East. Waterloo leads Omaha 3-0 at home. Omaha already eliminated from the playoffs. Waterloo has that 3 spot locked up. Dubuque and Cedar Rapids play later tonight, and Green Bay and Madison play later tonight. And both of those are important games for all teams involved. If Cedar Rapids wins, they lock up the 5 seed. If Cedar Rapids loses and Green Bay wins, Green Bay locks up the 5 seed. So it's pretty much depending on if Cedar Rapids loses and Green Bay wins, the 5 and 6 seed will be locked in as 5 seed Green Bay, Cedar Rapids 6. If Cedar Rapids gets a win in any fashion, or Green Bay loses at all, then Cedar Rapids gets a 5 seed, Green Bay has 6. And then Dubuque and Madison are each one of the 4 teams in that dogfight for a top 4 seed out east. Let's take a look at that real quick. As we've been tracking that over the last few broadcasts. As it's coming down to the wire. Right now, Dubuque, Madison, and Muskegon all within a point of each other. Dubuque has 83, Madison has 82, Muskegon has 82. Youngstown sits at the top right now with 84. So it could really go anyone's way, but Youngstown they're up 4-1 right now on the U17s. They look like they will lock up that 1 spot out east and secure home ice through the Eastern bracket and get that first round bye if they can hold on to their lead. But it's close. I'm curious to see what's going to happen.
Look at that, Eliza. If you split it down just straight out league play, league all together, keep it out from, here, Eliza's going to do that. Look at let's see, first place right now is Lincoln Stars, 90 points, and it's pretty damn close all the way down to 6th spot.
84, 83, 83,
Yeah.
82, 82. And there's some solid teams.
Yeah.
Solid teams.
Yeah, that's good. That's good for this league, and it's good for any sport to have it that close. And
It'll be interesting to see
Yeah.
what happens. We'll know in a few hours what happens. And
Yeah.
well, right now, there's a big game going on, Western Michigan versus BU.
Oh, boy, that's right. We got the Frozen Four going on, too. Forgot about
The
that.
championship. It's 1-1 right now.
I might have to turn that on here, but I hate to get rid of my sprint car racing. Sioux City wearing their white jerseys and green breezers going to your left on the screen. The Buccaneers wearing their blue jerseys and red breezers going to your right on the screen. And
Well, Barron and Clark, they each picked up a point on that Zielinski goal. They each have points in the last two. Zielinski, he has been on fire as of recent, has a point tonight. He had 3 points yesterday, 1 point the game prior, 2 points the game prior to that. So he's on a 4-game point streak, racking up 7 points in those 4 games, and we still have 2 periods left in this one. Great way to end the season for him.
offensive face-off there for the Buccaneers. They win the face-off, but draws it up out of the zone all the way back down to the Buccaneers' defensive side of the ice. That just was just kind of out of reach from everybody trying to catch up to it. Puck goes all the way back down. Arbon sends it to the far side, kept in at the blue line by Kernan. Leaves it there for Clark, fires it, shot. Just went wide, Arbon. And here comes Sioux City up out of the zone right through the Buccaneer logo across the blue line. Then over to the far side in the right-hand corner. Dyer picks it up down below the goal line. Played by Thorpe. Chipped up out of the zone all the way down into the Buccaneer end of the rink. Sioux City end of the rink, I'm sorry. You're good. You're good. 19:03 of the second period. We'll get a whistle. That's a bunch of people standing in front of me, Eliza. I couldn't see anything. They did apologize, but that's all right. We get that here quite often when the play's to our right and there are people coming back from intermission. $1 hot dogs tonight, everybody was telling me. Should have went over and got a $1 hot dog, Eliza. Didn't even think about it.
A bit of a line for
Yeah,
that. right in
there
front
is
of
a
us.
line. Yep. Quite a line there. I did see the blueprints of the new arena, and there is going to be bigger concession stands and more concession stands in the new arena. So maybe one more year here of fighting the large lines, and then shot towards the net to Weilet covers it up. But got the opportunity to see the new blueprints of the new Buccaneer Arena, and it was just gorgeous. They actually asked my opinion about the broadcast area. Give us a lot of room, I said. We need a lot of room.
Give us a place to store all our stuff.
Yes, they talked to me about that, a place that we can just keep our equipment and not have to tear it down each time. Face off to the stick side of Weilet. Buccaneers win the face-off, or he picks it up in behind his own goaltender and up through center ice. Grosshaus with it, played on the near side, sent all the way down. Wow, gee, we have seen about every ricochet shot. That one came off the near boards, off the high glass, and ricocheted right onto the goaltender, and the goaltender had to make a save. Played on the near side penalty coming up on the Buccaneers. Grosshaus going in, or Sorrell's going into the penalty box here for the Buccaneers as soon as we touch it up. And I think it's going to be a cross-check there. 18:21 of the second period. The Buccaneers are going to be on the Des Moines Printing penalty kill.
And he shoved Nice into the boards.
Oh, and then they got a kid.
And Nice is going to go to the box. That is an unnecessary penalty for Nice.
And I still think the Buccaneers are going to stay on the penalty kill here. I think they're going to take another player here for the Buccaneers, too. And now they're saying Nice sent Nice back.
So they called him for a penalty and they changed their mind. I'm not sure.
I
what's
think
going
everybody's
on.
confused. The penalty box guys had both doors open already. I thought I don't know.
I saw View fell down for the Musketeers. I didn't see if a Buck player took him down at all right in front of the bench or not, or if he lost his balance. I'm not sure, but I looked up, and then Nice pitchfork to Keaton Ori knocks him down right in front of the referees, and the referees pointed at Nice, told him to go to the box. Now the door is closed, and there's no Musketeer in the box.
And home box closed their door.
We know for sure Searles is in the box. Shoved Nice into the boards. Four on four. Kernan is marking to the Buccaneers bench, holding up fours on his hand. And Nyes goes to the box.
Nyes
And
is going, and
that was an unnecessary penalty for Nyes as they were on the power play, and he pitchforked Keaton Ori right there.
He's going all the way. He's going off.
Maybe you got a 10-minute misconduct for that, too.
Well, we'll find out, but yeah, Nyes went all the way off the ice. 2-minute minor up there on the
My
board.
guess is 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct in a 10-minute.
Yeah, but still, there's 18 minutes left in the period. So that's only a 12-minute penalty for him, so I have no idea why he went all the way off the ice. God, I'd hope he didn't get a game misconduct for that.
I believe it'd just be a 10-minute misconduct.
will-
Let him
we'll-
go sit for a second. Well, we don't know the official
yeah,
call
we'll have
yet.
to wait.
We'll let everybody know the moment we do get that.
Still doesn't make sense why he went off the ice. Four-on-four hockey, 18-21, and
I think they're gonna review. They just assembled. They're gonna take a review at this. I think.
wow.
What is going on?
What are they challenging?
Sioux City was the coach, Jason Kirshner, was barking at the officials, and now they're taking a look. So we'll take a look at this too. We'll have to find when this happened.
I can't believe they're challenging anything here.
Challenging for a major, it just said. Let's go as far back to the Searles hit. You'll see the puck will get worked up right over here. They'll shove Nyes into the board. That's where the penalty comes.
I don't
And
think
then-
that's a 5.
Let's keep watching. Let's keep watching in front of the Bucks bench. So let's see what happens as Nyes ends up coming up and View takes a tumble. Oh, he flops. Brizgalov really breezed him.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
not
watch
much.
Nyes right there. He pitchforked Keaton Ori right here.
Ooh.
Knocked him down. And then that is what put Nyes in the box. One more time.
Well, I don't think the hit on the boards over there is a. I don't know. I'm not a
let's go
ref. I
back.
have no clue.
Here's where the hit comes. Right there.
I don't think
shoves him
that's
in.
a 5-minute major. I don't think that's a major. Unless they're looking for a spear.
So here we'll watch. There's Nyes on the left side of the screen. And then watch Brizgalov right there. He's at the blue line. He'll bump into him. And
Yeah, that's not a major either.
View takes a bit of a dive. And
But
then
boy, I don't know that.
it's hard to see the full
Yeah.
the full pitchfork there by Nyes as the referee's kind of standing right there. You can see him.
Go to that, pause that, Eliza. Go to that tactical view that we have that we never ever use, that we wonder why we have it on the very bottom one there. Maybe that one will show us. Oh, but it'll show us anything different, or you guys.
That's not the best
Yeah,
angle.
we don't know what that. We have no idea what that view's for, but I thought maybe it'd show a different view there.
The View goes down. Brizgalov
Yeah.
gave him a bump. Nyes comes in. You'll see him stick a stick right down there on the left skate of Ori. Ori might have sold it just a little bit, but that nonetheless that's still a penalty.
Well, we were trying to get out of here halfway decent tonight. We have a end of the year party to go to tonight. Well, we'll see if they're changing anything. Don't look like the clock operator's changing anything yet. Don't see Jeff over there punching any buttons, but we got a Buccaneer player coming out of the box.
So the Searles get a 5.
Oh, he might have got a 5. See, that's why I'm not a referee. Oh, he's not happy. We just heard a big bang down there. 5-minute major. Wow, I wouldn't have thought that would have 5-minute major, but see, that's why I'm not in the stripes. 5-minute major up there on the Buccaneers. And we still.
Checking from behind is the call.
Nine's only got a 2 minutes, so I have no idea why he left.
We'll wait for everything to be updated. That's still, they have Gavin Gary in the box for Nyes, it looks like. So I'm as confused as you are, Tony. I'm not sure why Nyes went down the tunnel. Maybe he was in some pain. Maybe he was hurt after
I don't
the
know.
hit. Maybe
Yeah, that
he
could
went to
be
the
it,
maybe
too.
he went to the locker
Yeah.
room and Gavin Gary's serving his penalty.
Yep.
That's my best guess, that Gavin Gary is serving Nyes' penalty because
Jeez,
Nyes
they're
is in
going
the
to come back
locker room
over and
hurt.
talk to him again. The Buccaneers to put Moran in the penalty box. They don't have to put a guy in there quite yet, but it's safe to do it on a 5-minute major. They can wait until that major's almost ran out before they put a guy in there. But
So Moran will serve Surlis'
Well-
spot in the box. As Surlis is done for the night.
well, he doesn't have to miss the next game because the next game's not till next, unless it carries over. I know the high school league, a game misconduct would carry over to the next season. I don't know how it works in the USHL, but anyway, let's get back to the play here and maybe not have a whistle for a while and get this game going. Yeah, I got a game misconduct for sure.
So Nyes just gets 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. Surlis gets 5 in a
And a game.
misconduct.
Here comes Sioux City all the way in, shot up over the head of Wylet. Back out to center ice it comes. Sioux City has it down on their defensive side of the ice, played on the near side. Back up through center ice. Barron has it, sent to the far side. 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute 15. And then the Buccaneers will be on the Des Moines Printing penalty kill. Alstead circles right down in deep.
Nifty move.
Yeah, nifty move there by Alstead. Played on the near side by Clark. Sure could use some Alstead cookies up here for sure. Played on the near side by Clark. And Sioux City comes up with it all the way up through center ice across the blue line. And we see our first offsides of the night on that. To our left, blue line. We see that quite often here at Bucks Arena. 46 seconds left on the Sioux City penalty. 3:46 left on the Bucks major penalty.
So now I'll be curious to see if we'll see Landon Nyes next time we'll see him, because my best assumption is that he wasn't feeling right after taking that hit.
I
Went
think-
down the tunnel,
Yeah, I agree with you there, but he looked like he was doing all right.
doing enough to
Yeah.
pitchfork Keaton Norrie.
Yeah. Buccaneers with it in behind their own goaltender. Kernan with it now. Right up through center ice, left-hand side, down into the Buccaneers' offensive side of the ice. Kernan loses it. Sioux City picks it up. Keevy has it for Sioux City. He circles right around. Gives it up to Kernan. Kernan's going to bring it back the other direction. That's Keevy's putting the pressure on him. All the way down. Kernan kips with a shot on net. And Urban with the save. Buccaneers offensive face-off. 8 seconds left on the penalty to Sioux City, and then the Buccaneers penalty kill unit will be out.
3 minutes, and keep in mind when you take a 5-minute major, you can score as many power play goals as you can, and it won't take any time off of the penalty clock. So Sioux City will have 3 minutes to try to get as many power play goals as they can, and the Bucks will have to hold on.
Buccaneers win the face-off, plays it to the near side. Gunnarsson with it for Sioux City. And they're back to full strength. 5-on-4 hockey here for the next 2 minutes and 55 seconds. So the Buccaneers are on the Des Moines Printing penalty kill. The owner of Des Moines Printing is sitting in front of us tonight. Good to see him in the house. Back out to the blue line. Played on the near side. Sioux City controlling it down on the Buccaneers' defensive side of the ice. Walks it in. Richard with it for Sioux City. Off the face-off dot. Fires a shot. Glove save by Wylet. I think it was going to go high and wide, but he gloves it down like a catcher does. 2:18 left on the penalty kill here for the Buccaneers. 15:39 left in the second. 2-1 hockey game.
The good thing for the Buccaneers is because Nyes took that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, it killed 2 minutes off
Yeah.
the 5-minute major, and the Buccaneers now only have to kill 3 minutes off right now. 2:18 left to kill, but watch out because Sioux City has some good goal scorers on their team. Sikora tied 6th in the USHL for power play goals. Gavin Gary tied 12th.
Played to the far side. Thorpe with it for the Buccaneers. Couldn't hang on to it. Back off the half boards to the blue line. To the near side. Richard with it for the Musketeers. Back out to the blue line. For Skorota to the far side. Sioux City walking it in deep. Right out in front. Tipped by Kernan, and he sent it off into the corner. Gunnarsson with it again for Sioux City. Walks it in tight. Right on the left-hand side. Back to Gunnarsson. Top of the left-hand circle. Walks it all the way in, and I think Dyer got a stick on it that time and able to clear it to the length of the ice. 1:30 left on the penalty kill here for the Buccaneers. 14:48 remaining in the second period. Sioux City, full head of steam, drops it back. Martin to the far side. Down into the Buccaneers, defensive side of the ice. Buick back out to Grossloss. Shot on net, saved by Weilet. And the puck comes free all the way down in the Sioux City end of the ring. Grossloss chasing after it, sent to the far side. Sioux City picks it up off the half boards. Dumps it all the way down. Grossloss chasing in after it. Under a minute remaining on the penalty kill here for the Buccaneers. And this will be a huge kill if the Buccaneers can kill the rest of this off, and they're able to bring it up out of the zone.
Great work by Burchill to kill some more time.
Yep.
Three of the Bucks will change.
Kernan, Thorpe, and Dyer out there for the Buccaneers. Ardreski out there too. Sioux City brings it down to the Buccaneers' defensive side of the ice. Played to the far side, off the half boards. Searing pass right out front, broken up by Ardreski. And the Buccaneers shorthanded try coming back the other way. Kernan across the blue line, 1-on-0, coming back the other way. Shot on net, save.
He's looking for goal 30. He's looking for goal 30, but Urban with a fantastic save.
Great save there, and he just about got it past him over the goalie's right shoulder. And we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Big kill for the Buccaneers right out of the penalty box. Here comes Buccaneers all the way in. Shot on net. Urban with the save.
There's two good saves by Urban.
And Sioux City comes up with it. Played on. Hey, Lenny. Played up on the near side, left-hand side, down into the Buccaneer in the rink. Thorpe with it for the Buccaneers off the end boards. In behind Weilet. Played to the near side to Kernan. Just under 13 minutes remaining in the second period. The Buccaneers up 2-1. Very, very, very low shots. Eliza 9-9. I had to take a look at that twice up there.
Some really good saves that we just saw Urban get.
Yeah.
One big breakaway stop on Kernan, and then Moran with the partial 2-on-1 break got stopped by Urban as well, and he has had to come up big so far for the Musketeers.
Buccaneers come up with it now to Shaw from Moran. Sent over to the far side off Harper. And here comes Sioux City, full head of steam. Left-hand side, top of the circles. Going to walk it all the way in. Centering patch right out front. And Weilet with a big save. He's down. Got it covered up with his pads. And Weilet comes up with a big save for the Buccaneers. 12:05 remaining in the second.
I'd say the Buccaneers got the best chance of that 5-minute major.
Yes.
Chance. The Musketeers, not much going for them on that 5-minute power play, but Kernan, I'd say he had the best look at shorthanded breakaway. Great job by Ostrevsky to get it out to him. He had a great chance. I was really hoping he'd get it. He would have gotten goal 30 on the season on a shorthanded breakaway. Urban stoned him there.
Sioux City wins the faceoff. They draw it back off the far board, sends it down in deep. Played by Buick. Over to Ori. Off the half boards. Richard has it for Sioux City. He's going to walk it around, try to wrap it around, get a shot off. Couldn't do it. Nice poke check there by Buick. And the Buccaneers able to get it up out of the zone all the way up through center ice. Back to the near side. Sends it all the way down. Buick to Clark off the end boards. Shot on net. Urban with the save. And up into the protective thing, we get a whistle and a timeout on the ice. Media timeout. 11:26 of the second. Sioux City 1, Buccaneers 2.
So far, this period, Buccaneers 3 shots, Musketeers 2. And that's with the 5-minute major they had going for them. Great penalty kill there by the Buccaneers, even though it ended up only being 3 minutes because of that nice unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It was still a great kill. The best chance really was that point shot from Sakura that Violet got to glove down with relative ease. But like I mentioned, Sioux City has some very good scorers on their power play. Nicholas Sakura, 10 power play goals. Gavin Gary, 7 power play goals. Giacomo Martino tied 3rd in the USHL for power play assists, 17. Solid power play unit, but the Bucks, great penalty kill so far this game. Even though they've only had to kill off 1 penalty, it's still a lengthy penalty at that.
What got it on your? What's the score of the Frozen Four, Eliza?
I'll pull that up. 2-1, Western Michigan leads. And for all the Buccaneers fans that need a rooting guide, Western Michigan has some former Bucks players on it, and BU doesn't. So that's Knubel and Rowe that play for Western Michigan, the former Bucks. So we're wishing them luck in the Frozen Four championship, and they're up 2-1 right now.
Sioux City wins the faceoff in their defensive zone. Up through center ice it comes, played by Grosshaus. Grosshaus with it now, works it around. Full head of steam, right-hand side. Back out to center ice. Back down on the Buccaneers' defensive side ice. Hard hit on the inboards. Dyer received that hit, sent to the far side. Back and forth it goes. Going to try to wrap it around. Sioux City not able to do it. Tied up on the inboards. Played to the near side. Right out in front. Shot. Never made it. And here comes the Buccaneers up out of the zone. To the far side across the blue line. Tipped in front and couldn't hang on to it. Back to play to Thorpe. Thorpe to Dyer. Just out of reach. Puck's going to go all the way down into the Buccaneers defensive side of the ice. Played to the far side. Grosshaus with it. To the near side. And the Buccaneers fans getting a little rally there, a little tied up in front of the net there. Nothing really to call. Thorpe with it now, sends it down in. Down in the Buccaneers offensive side of the ice. Played to the near side. Buccaneers changing it up. Kernan on the near side. Couldn't keep it in and all the way down. Shot on net, saved by Wylet. Just the easy cover up for Wylet. 10:08 left in the second. Buccaneers 2, Sioux City 1.
Really not that much action either going on in this period. A lot of back and forth play. You had those good chances the Bucks had, but a lot of the action is well past us, where Turles got called for the 5 and Knights got the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And we saw a good shorthanded chance by Kernan, and Moran followed that up, but ever since it's kind of been back and forth.
Kernan brings it all the way down and Sioux City into the ring. High hit there. Kernan stays with it. Back up to Zelensky. Fires it. Shot off the shin pads. Right back to Kernan. Kernan's got a lane. Fires it. Tipped in front. Sioux City picks it up off the far boards. And since the length of the ice, that's going to be icing on Sioux City. 9:44 of the second 2-1 hockey game.
I believe Kernan wants that 30th goal.
Yeah.
This is the last chance to do it tonight. And he got 29 last night. He's been firing the puck. He's had some good looks. And even last night when the Bucks had the empty net, they were trying to feed Kernan, get him that goal number 30. We'll see if he can get it tonight. Still half the game left to go.
Kernan with the face-off to the glove side of Arbonne. Sioux City wins the face-off. Sets up in behind their own goaltender. To the far side. I think Kernan got a stick up high there. Might have cut his mouth. Went right to the bench. See if he comes back out there. Sioux City tried to bring it right in. Take the shot. Couldn't do it. Back out to Murray. Murray dumps it back down into the Buccaneer defensive side of the ice. Played to the far side. Kept in at the blue line. Buccaneers come up with it. Ori has it. Circles right back around. Played by Buick on the near side. Zelensky cutting out. Couldn't get it out of the zone. Jeffries bringing it right back in for Sioux City. Shot tipped in front off the goaltender's stick up into the protected net and go to whistle.
Taking a look, Kernan has 4 shots on goal tonight. That leads all skaters on each team. He has 4. Trey Jeffress has 3 for the Musketeers, and he just got a good look right there in front of Wyatt that chipped up and out of play into the netting.
Shaw with the face-off for the Buccaneers to the glove side of Wyatt. Won by Sioux City. Got a broken stick or...
Yeah, Shaw's without a stick.
Yeah, Shaw's without a stick. Not sure if it broke or... He's not going to grab it. Must have broke. Doesn't look broke, but he's coming right to the bench. Going to pick up a new stick. Nope. Going to have Clark come off the bench for him. And the linesman picks up the stick. Still doesn't look broke to me. Must have broke a little bit. Usually when you see him broke, they're right in half or the blade's broken half or flopping. And don't see any of that on the stick. Played by Sioux City, though, down on their defensive side of the ice. Tried to chip it out of the zone. Byrne keeps it in.
That's close.
Yeah, very close. Played on the near side. Frank would have called that one on offsides. Back on the far side, up to Birchill. Tips it down into the Sioux City into the ring. Back and forth it comes. Back up out of the zone. Played to the right-hand side across the blue line. Walks it in. Top of the high slot. Shot on net right in the bread basket. A Wyatt, and we get a whistle. 7:58 of the second. 2-1 hockey game. Face off to the stick side of Wyatt. Clark with the face off for the Buccaneers. Gunnarsson with the face off for Sioux City. Buccaneers win the face off. Clark comes up with it, brings it right through the Buccaneer logo to the far side to Blair. Blair's got a lane. Oh, he thought about his shot where it was going before he took the shot and whiffed on it. Sioux City brings it right back in. Gunnarsson with it for Sioux City. Played on the near side. I think he probably wishes he had that one back.
He took his eye off for 1
Yes,
second.
he did. 1 second went to take the shot.
And that's how he hurt his arm earlier in the season.
Long pass up the Slinger all the way down into the Buccaneer offensive side of the ice. Beats him to the puck. Played to the near side. Blair with it again, trying to get it right back, trying to get that shot back. Not going to do it. He's going to come to the bench, make a line change. And Blair was still shaking his head as he got to the bench. Played to the far side by Thorpe. In there is Clark. Chips it off the far boards. And the Buccaneers come up with it. Zelensky with it across the blue line. Walks it all the way in. High slot. Alstead has it now for the Bucks. Played to the near side. Centering pass right out front over the stick of Alstead. And the puck comes free all the way down to the Buccaneer in the rink. And
Might have been an early.
that was an early.
That was an early whistle.
Yeah,
It looked
never
like
made
it
it.
died out.
Yeah, it died out. Never made it to the blue line. And I saw that in an NHL game today, too.
Yeah, the Musketeers. Not as much arguing about that as I thought. That puck died before it made the red line down on our left. But
I call it the tired ice out there. But I don't think much happened today here on the ice today. When we got here, the arena was empty, and of course on the other side was the women's wrestling going on. That thing's huge event over there. Tough for parking out there today for everybody, but it's good to see the big event over there for all the ladies wrestling. But nothing on the ice here when I got here at 3:30 today. Sent over to the far side off the high glass, so the ice shouldn't be too tired out there. Not a lot of action today is my point. Played by Kernan. Kernan on the right-hand side across the blue line. He chips it to the far side. Still only 13 shots for Sioux City and 10 for the Buccaneers. Not a whole lot of shots taken or saves. I always think that should say saves up there. But I guess it does on this scoreboard. It says shots on goal, but we count saves. Played by Barron. Barron with it in behind his own goaltender. Back at the blue line. Played to the far side to Harper. Tips it all the way down. I think Kernan got a stick on it. Icing waved off. Sioux City picks it up in behind their own goaltender. All the way up through center ice. Across the Buccaneer logo. On the near side. Buick has it in behind Wyatt. Oh, off the referee is just getting beat up over there in the corner. Took a stick and took a puck all at the same time, and he's skating away. All the way down, the Bucks into the rink. Weilet sent it to the far side. Briskalov picks it up off the half board. Ardreski couldn't get a stick on it. Here comes the Bucks back the other way. Grosslaw with a shot wide of the goaltender, Urban. Nice job by Grosslaw and almost made it a 3-1 hockey game. Coming back the other way, Martino with it for Sioux City. Back up to the Buccaneer logo. Play to the far side. Murray with it for Sioux City. Chips it all the way down to the Buccaneer into the rink. Briskalov put a hard hit on him. Right down front, shot on net, saved by Weilet. And it's a good scoring opportunity for Sioux City. Loose puck. Comes Shaw. 3-on-2 coming back the other way. Shaw leaves it there at the blue line. Briskalov fires it towards the net. Just went wide. Shaw gets a stick on it. Bouncing puck loose. And Briskalov just did not have much left in the tank. He skates right to the bench. As soon as they got it in the offensive side of the ice for the Bucks. Icing waved off right away. This time the linesman made sure he got that waved off. I don't think he wanted to get bit twice by the tired ice out there. Played on the near side, back out to the point. Curry with it for the Sioux City Musketeers. Chips it on net, saved by Weilet. Back on the near side, chips it up out of the zone. Putting the pressure on him is Birchill. Sent to the far side. Anderson has it for the Musketeers. Back up through center ice. Played by Clark. On the near side. Buccaneers come up with it. Birchill tried to chip it in the zone. Got taken off by the Musketeers. Sent to the far side. Musketeers across the blue line, down on the Buccaneer in the ring. Looking, trying to centering pass. Harper gets a stick on it, tied up on the end boards. Played by Dyer. To Clark. Long pass up Slinger. 1-on-0 coming back the other way. Shot on net. Urban with the save. Didn't get the angle he wanted, but still got a shot off. And Weiler comes all the way out to play that. Anderson just about stole that from him. Played to the far side. Zeniski comes up with it across the blue line. Fires a shot on net. Saved by Urban. Played to the near side by Alstead. Alstead with it now. Walks it in. Backhand towards the net. Played by Kernan. And Sioux City comes up with it. Chips it all the way down on the Buccaneer in the ring. Played by Barron. Rides him all the way to the inboards. Kernan comes up with it in behind his own goaltender, Weilet. Kroll out there, too, for the Bucks. Alstead plays it off the far boards. Played by Kroll. Up through center ice. Back out it comes. Sent over to the far side. Kroll picks it up. Chips it down into the Sioux City into the rink. Shot just goes wide. Sioux City picks it up off the half boards. Up through the Buccaneer logo. Fires that shot on net. Saved by Weilet. And he's going to hang on it. Minute 31 left in the second period.
And some more good looks by the Buccaneers. Sealinger with the most recent look kind of ran out of space to get a good chance off. Tried to shovel it 5-hole on Urban. He was able to shut the pillows and make a good save. I think Urban has had more grade A saves than just okay saves. Now, he's had to face a lot of fantastic shots. Yeah. He has had to come up big for the Musketeers, and he certainly has thus far.
Back out the center ice it comes. Sioux City with possession of it. Hard hit at center ice. Groslov's made him pay the price for that. That's a nice clean check there. Shoulder to shoulder, arm to arm, and he just laid that kid on his butt.
The Grosslaw, he's really upped the intensity as the season's gone by. And I would say that really started when he got in that fight against Youngstown. Ever since that, he's really upped the physicality. He's laid the body, been scoring goals, getting points. He's been doing great.
Back out on the near side. Harper with it. Fires a shot on net. Saved by Urban. 52.5 seconds left in the second.
Buccaneers, they had a late goal yesterday in the period. We'll see if they can replicate that tonight.
No scoring in the second period. Just some penalties early on.
Surlis with the 5 in the game misconduct for checking from behind, and Knives in that same sequence with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Keaton Ori.
Buccaneers win the faceoff. They draw past Urban. That was a nice shot, though, by Blair. Played on the backside by Kernan. Sent to the far side, off the far boards. All the way up through center ice, back to the Buccaneers defensive side of the ice. Sioux City keeps it live, sends it all the way down over to the player is Barron. Barron off the far boards. Off the inboards now. Laid on the near side by Kernan. He chips it all the way down. Blair chasing after it. 13 seconds remain in the period. And Sioux City comes up with it. Going to try to make it a 2-2 hockey game, but intercepted by Harper, and he chips it all the way back down into Sioux City in the rink. That's going to do it. After 2 periods of play, it's the Buccaneers 2, Sioux City 1. Buccaneers 14 shots on net, Sioux City 15, and like we said just a second ago, the only thing we really had was a long break to figure out a major penalty, and that was about it.
Yeah, shots in favor of Des Moines that period, 8-7, and I would say at least 3/4 of those shots were grade A, high danger scoring chances, a couple breakaways, odd man rushes, Urban, some fantastic saves. Violet said to be strong as well, stopping 14 shots thus far tonight. But no scoring in that second period. Once again, Surlis 5-minute major in a game misconduct for checking from behind. And then Gavin Gary served the nice unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. All of that was at the 139 mark. So beginning of the period had the kind of some of the biggest action we saw so far during that period. But for now, Bucks with the 2-1 lead, 20 minutes of regulation left.
All right, Eliza Gallagher and Tony Scott's going to sign off. Be back in 15 minutes with third period action. Thanks for listening to Des Moines Buccaneer Hockey.
Just about 5 minutes left until the final period of regulation between the Buccaneers and Musketeers begins. Once again, my name is Elijah Gallagher. I'd like to thank everybody that is listening to tonight's broadcast on Flow Hockey and listening on YouTube. 2-1 game after 2. Buccaneers are leading. Sioux City, however, ahead on shots just by 1. It's 15-14 there. Scoreboard update from around the league. We got some finals. We have some confirmed seeding positions now. Youngstown defeated the U 17 6-1. Youngstown has secured home ice all the way up until the Clark Cup final and end up top of the East with a win tonight. They have officially locked in the 1 seed. Sioux City and Des Moines 2-1, as I just mentioned, but Lincoln is ahead 2-0 on Tri-City. Lincoln, of course, has home ice advantage secured through the entirety of the playoffs as they were declared Anderson Cup champs. Tri-City, the 6th seed in the playoffs that begin this upcoming week. They will be heading to Waterloo to take on the Blackhawks. Fargo and Sioux Falls playing right now. Sioux Falls leads 2-1. Sioux Falls, the other Western team to have that first round bye secured. Fargo will be playing the Musketeers on Tuesday, Wednesday, and if need be on a Thursday. Chicago hosting Muskegon. Chicago not in the playoffs this season. Muskegon is down 2-1 right now to the Steel. Muskegon is fighting for a first round bye. They still can get it if they get a win. And if Dubuque, Madison each lose. Waterloo up 3-0 on Omaha. Omaha, of course, eliminated from the playoff race. Waterloo, as I just mentioned, will be hosting Tri-City this upcoming week in the playoffs. Cedar Rapids and Dubuque 0-0 after 1. Cedar Rapids, they're fighting for that 5-6 spot position. Most importantly, they're fighting for that 5 seed position with Green Bay, who is tied 1-1 with Madison. That Madison-Green Bay game is very important for both teams. For Madison, a win would pretty much secure, I believe it would secure, actually. No, they need Dubuque to lose. If Dubuque loses and Madison wins, they will have the first round bye in the first round. If Dubuque wins, Dubuque will get that first round bye. But it's so complicated. There's so many possibilities just trying to explain this to you. But nonetheless, Cedar Rapids leads Green Bay by 1 in the standings when it comes to points. And if Cedar Rapids loses, Green Bay wins. Green Bay will get the 5 spot. Cedar Rapids will get the 6 spot. If Cedar Rapids gets a win, then they will have that 5 spot. Green Bay will get that 6 spot. And there's so many different possibilities. It's kind of crazy to think about just how close this has come down to be. It's coming down to the wire. But we'll know more once the game ends. We will know more. Well, we will have the playoff format completely set tomorrow. And I'll be curious to see who ends up playing who. But right now, Bucks players, Musketeers players hit the ice for a very could well be the final period of Buccaneers hockey this season. You never know. If this goes past regulation, we'll have a little bit more to play, but this could be the final period of regulation. This will be the final period of regulation.
I was just going to say,
Bucks.
Eliza,
It could be the final period of the season for the Bucks. We'll see if they can hold on to this lead, end the season on a 3-game win streak. But they have to get through 20 minutes of play first.
You know, and best of luck to Sioux City in the playoffs. And I don't think Sioux City's given us their full 100% effort here tonight. I think but that's fine. I hope the Buccaneers can take a win tonight.
Well, as well, they're playing most of their roster, if not all of their starters, the Musketeers.
Yep.
You have Gunderson in there, Martino in there, Pritchard, and you'd expect them to maybe rest a couple of those guys, in preparation for the series that starts on Tuesday against Fargo.
That's going to be fun. Give me something to watch Tuesday night. You've seen my man cave downstairs. I'll have every TV on everything, and I look forward to sitting down and watching that.
Well, right now, current update in the Frozen 4 Championship. Western Michigan leads 3-1 over BU. Former Buck Knuble has an assist on one of the goals. So
Buccaneers wearing their blue jerseys going to your left on the screen, and Sioux City wearing their white jerseys with the green going to your right on the screen. And the Buccaneers underway here in the third period here. Somebody just asked me if we haven't seen this for years. Somebody just texted me, want to know if I thought we'd see a line brawl in the third period. We haven't seen a line brawl. I don't think I've seen a line brawl in the USHL in a long, long, long time. So
that's like early 2010s, late 2000s kind of stuff.
I think over in Cedar Rapids about, I don't know, last year before, I think they had a line brawl, but that's about all I've seen. My wife just brought me a hot dog. That was nice of her.
$1, like you said.
Yeah, it's $1 hot dog. Back over to the near side, up through center ice. Barron with it for the Buccaneers. Played to the near side again by Barron. He chipped it off somebody, and it's Slinger with it. Down to the Buccaneers' offensive side of the ice, up through center ice, down into the Buccaneer defensive side. Well, Eliza, let's hope this period goes. We don't have as much stoppage as we did before. Even my wife said that was a long second period. I said, yeah, that was a long second period.
That start didn't help. A couple reviews.
Yeah, a couple of reviews. And up into the stands, and we go to whistle 18:33 of the third. And Eliza, it's been a pleasure having you on the broadcast this year. It's been fun, and invite you back for next season. And it's been a long season for me. You had a little break there, as we talked about it last night. You had that one weekend. I had a long weekend that weekend. The worst weekend for you to be gone. You were sick, and I had the high school state tournament that weekend, so I was here all weekend long. It was tough weekend on me, and then I kind of got sick on that Sunday night game. But
season's full of ups and downs.
Yeah, that weekend you told me you were sick, not going to be able to make it. About crap. So anyway, on the near side, Grosslaw's with it. We're just kind of talking here as the game's going on. I think we're trying to score! Yeah, baby, yeah, baby, yeah! The Buccaneers making a 3-1 hockey game as we were just chit-chatting there. The Buccaneers walked it in and then put it in 5-hole underneath Urban.
Grosskloss with the goal.
Grosskloss with the goal.
Talking about it earlier, how he stepped up as the season's gone by. Potsman there, Brizgalov held on behind Urban for quite some time. No pressure by the Musketeers.
Yeah, not at all.
Brizgalov, they gave him time to figure out what he wanted to do. It gets to Grosskloss and far post underneath the pad of Urban. Bucks have a 3-1 lead early on.
We'll take that any night.
Yes, we will.
Kernan with the faceoff wins it back to Kroll. Kroll to Dyer. Back on the near side to Kroll again. I mean, I love it. I love it when the Buccaneers win. And they're off to a good start tonight. Get the assist here, too. Alstead with a shot on net, just over the shoulder of Urban. 23 Skoloff gets the assist. Grosskloss with his fourth goal of the season. Fires it towards the net. Alstead from the blue line, sent over to the far side. Back up through center ice it comes. Back and forth, Thorpe with it. To Harper. Harper to Alstead. And Alstead walks it in the right-hand side. Took a hard hit. Loses control of it. Sioux City comes up with it. They got to retrieve him behind their own goaltender. Played to the far side. Shaw took a hard hit. Penalty coming up on the Buccaneers.
High stick.
High stick on the Buccaneers.
Let's take a look at the Buccaneers' goal. So right now, on the right side, Grosskloss has it. Around the boards, get it down to Brizgalov. No one really pressuring him, and it gives Grosskloss a chance to squeak free. And that one cut Urban off. Yastrzemski just got credited as a secondary assist, but look, Brizgalov right there, down low, gets it up to Grosskloss, right to Urban. But the Bucks now have a penalty they have to kill.
17:01 left in the second period. 2-minute minor up on the scoreboard. The Buccaneers on the Des Moines Printing penalty kill. Shot on net, saved by Weilet. Sent over to the far side, chipped up out of the zone all the way back down, and the Buccaneers already killed off a 5-minute major, which equaled out to about a 3-minute major.
2 minutes from the sticking.
A high sticking on Harper. Shorthand try by the Buccaneers. Shot on net, saved by Urban. Kernan with a blank shot right out in front. Nobody even on. Yeah.
Good chance by Kernan, shorthanded. It just can't buy himself a goal so far. He's had some amazing looks, and that was another one right there that Urban stoned him on.
Well, that's why I say I just don't think the Sioux City Musketeers are playing their game. They're probably already looking into the game on Tuesday against Fargo, but that's fine because the Buccaneers will take any help they can get to end their season here at home. And as you said, hopefully a 3-game winning streak they close it out. Sioux City with it down in their Buccaneers defensive side of the ice. Right out in front, shot on net, saved by Wyla. Point blank shot by Gunnarsson. And the Buccaneers keep it a 3-1 hockey game.
Already half that penalty killed off by the Buccaneers. You mentioned good initial kill earlier in the game when they had a 5-minute they had to kill that really turned into a 3-minute major they had to kill. And they had more looks than Sioux City did, I would say, on that. And Kernan already had a good chance down to our left. Gunderson with a chance down to our right. 56 seconds left for the Bucks to kill.
Gretzky with the face-off, loses the face-off. Murray back to play it, and Buick just dumped his kid on the near side. Back out to the blue line, Murray with it. Back and forth across the blue line, down in deep. Walks it in, top of the left-hand circle. Sioux City controlling the play on the power play for the Sioux City. Shot just went wide of Wylet. And it came all the way off, ricocheted off the corner, all the way down into the Sioux City into the ring. Back up through center ice. As soon as I said it, it trickled back down into the far end of the ice, the south side of the ice. Drop pass back up through the Buccaneer logo. And the Buccaneers are going to kill off another penalty as Harper comes out of the penalty box. 15 minutes remaining in the third period. Nice kill by the Buccaneers. Sioux City with a couple of shots in there. Wylet comes up big for the Buccaneers once again as he has came up big several times in this season for the Buccaneers here at home. Back to the far side, Kernan with it. To the near side to Ori. Ori across the blue line, sends it down in deep. Off the far boards. Back to Zelensky. Zelensky couldn't hang on to it. Sioux City keeps it in on the blue line, down in the left-hand corner. Played off the half boards. Dumped in behind Wylet. Played to the near side. Alstead comes in, puts a hip check on him. Fires a shot on that, tipped in front. Wylet with the save. And the puck comes all the way up to the Buccaneer line. Another penalty here, and it's going to be on Sioux City this time. The Buccaneers be on the Little Debbie Snack Cake power play, and the Buccaneers are 2 for 2 on the power play tonight.
They're 1 for 2.
1 for 2
on the power play
I
tonight.
didn't have it pulled up on my phone.
Zelensky was the one with the power play goal that had a beautiful top corner snipe on Urban from Clark and Barron earlier in the first period. We'll see if they can replicate that and try again here.
Face off to the glove side, Urban. Burchill with the face off. Alstead out there too. Biskalov, Slinger, and Harper out there for the Buccaneers. Sioux City dumps it all the way down, and Wylet's got to make the save. Played to the backside. Here comes Burchill. Burchill up to Alstead. Alstead with it across the blue line. Leaves it there for Biskalov. Walks it all the way in. Off the inboards with Alstead with it. Burchill in there too. Slinger comes all the way in. Couple guys. Boy, everybody was way down below the face-off dots. Now they get back. Played by Harper. Harper to Alstead. Alstead trying to walk it around. Gets it to Burchill. Back to Alstead. Sioux City doing a good job clogging up the lanes. Not much for the Bucks to do. Sent over to the far side. Fires a shot. Just went off the shoulder of Urban. And the puck comes free all the way down into the Buccaneer in the rink. So Salinger picks it up for the Buccaneers.
that the Bucks are gonna start changing out, get their top power play unit out on the ice.
Zielinski Clark out there for the Buccaneers. Played by Barron. Barron drops it back to Kernan. Right through the logo. All the way in. Kernan skates it all the way in. Sioux City intercepts it, brings it back the other way. Shorthanded try coming back if they hurry, but the Buccaneers do get back, get 3 players back, not able to get that rush going for Sioux City. And here comes the Buccaneers. Kernan across the blue line, left-hand side. Played off the half boards, back to Barron. To the near side to Kernan. To the far side. Zielinski with it, fires a shot, just goes wide of the goaltender Urban. And Sioux City is going to kill off this penalty as it expires. Back to 5-on-5 hockey at the 12-minute mark of the third period. 12 minutes left in the third period. Sioux City with it down below the goal line, fires a shot, just goes wide. A Wilet pad save for Wilet. Nice shot by Sioux City. Nice save by the Buccaneer goaltender Wilet. Right through the neutral zone. Back and forth. Buccaneers dump down in their offensive side of the ice. Blair plays it on the left-hand side. Puck comes free. P. Richard brings it in for Sioux City. Hops it in the ring. Right out in front. Shot saved by Wilet. Had a guy wide open on the stick side of Wilet, and he's staying strong to his pipes. And it keeps it a 3-1 hockey game. I thought for sure that was going to go in on that one. But Wilet with another great save. I hope they consider him for one of the stars of the game tonight, as he has done well to keep it a 3-1 hockey game. Let one in. Back to the far side. Skoloff with it. The gross loss.
Keep in mind that one goalie letting was that jam across the line that had to be
that's
reviewed in the
right.
first period.
That is true. True. Skoloff back to Kroll. Kroll loses his footing. Here comes Sioux City. Back the other way. One-on-one coming back. Wilet shot saved by Wilet. And he is pumped for that. What a save as Kroll lost his footing at the blue line, and Sioux City comes in 1-on-0, and Wilet stuffs it. Sioux City picks it up in behind their own goaltender, played to the far side, up through center ice. 10 minutes remaining in the third period. Shot up over the head, Urban. Played to the far side, Gross to Kroll. Or Harper. Harper's out there, number 14. Got that mixed up. Puck comes free all the way up through center ice, down into the Buccaneer inner ring. Ori over to Harper. Sioux City's not even putting the pressure on. They were backing up as soon as the Buccaneers got control of the puck. Here comes Sioux City up out of the zone, across the blue line, stayed onside. Play to the far side, right out in front. Shot save again by Wilet. And
I think it hit the netting.
Hit the netting. We're going to get a media timeout here. 9:12 left in third period. Bucks up by 3. Sioux City out shooting the Buccaneers 21-18.
You know, I brought this up at the very beginning of the broadcast, and I think this would be a good time to bring it up again. But for all the Bucks players that are moving on to college, moving on out of the USHL after this season, we would like to thank them for their time with the Buccaneers. Thank them for all the memories and wish them luck on whatever their future may look like. I know there's also going to be some Bucks players who might end up on different rosters to start the season of next season, as that is the nature of the game, nature of the USHL, and we'd like to wish them the best of luck and thank them for the memories you've made on the Buccaneers. And then lastly, for all the Bucks players who are returning next season that will be back with the Buccaneers, I can't say enough that we'll be excited to see them back in the blue, white, and red, back here on the sheet of ice in front of us here at the Recplex next season. And we'll spend a fun season. And for all the Bucks that are not going to be back next season, no matter where you're going. We'd like to thank you for your time with the organization. Thank you for all the memories, and we wish you the best of luck on whatever your future will look like.
Another shout out, thanks, as we're thanking people here, the housing families here in Des Moines, the build-up families. The Buccaneers could not do it without them. I know we're losing a few build-up families next year. They're already reaching out, trying to get new ones. But I tell you what, I know a few of them, and them guys, they spend a lot of their own money, their own time to watch kids that come in here for the Buccaneers, not their own kids, and they open up their homes, and really cool to see, and every USHL team does it, and special thanks out to all the build-up families. Sioux City with it on the far side at the blue line, keeps it in, and I'm sure we got some Buccaneer mom and dads out there listening that have players on this ice, and I know they absolutely appreciate their build-up families, and you send your young son away from home at 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, and it's always nice to know that they're in good hands here with the Billet family. So it's an old far side Buick with it, played down into the Sioux City defensive side of the ice, all the way down to the Bucks end. Eliza and I are going to try to work on over the summertime. We're going to try to get a YouTube show going, a weekly show, and tried to do it late in the season here, and it just nothing's really worked out. Wasn't really prepared for it, but we've been asked to do it, and we're going to try to get something put together. See if we can at least try to get some other content out there for you guys during the season or during the week. Try to talk to the coaches and the players and the trainers and the president and some other workers for the Buccaneers and see what their thought is and how things are going instead of our opinion all the time. Back and forth, not really missing anything as I'm chirping away here. Back up through center ice. Gunnarsson with it for Sioux City. 7:33 remaining in third period. Top of the circle, left-hand side. Walks it in, blocked in front. Grosloss with it. To the near side, all the way down. Harper plays it in the right-hand corner. Burchill in there too. Thorpe. Yardreski fires it, shot blocked in front. Well, Eliza is way early here, just underneath the 7-minute mark, but I just looked up, 3-1 hockey game. Got to be thinking, if maybe they won't pull their goalie since this game doesn't mean anything, but you think they got to be thinking about pulling the goalie probably the next 3 or 4 minutes. If Sioux City doesn't score here. Fires it, shot towards the net, just went wide of Wylet. Back up on the near side. Moran brings it all the way in, right out in front, and could not pull the trigger. That was Shaw that couldn't pull the trigger, kind of got tied up there. And I think he just said a word that rhymes with duck on the way off the ice there because he knew he didn't get that trigger pulled off. Play for Moran. Barron with it on the inside, on the far side. Almost 1,500 people here tonight. 1,489, I think, was the attendance tonight here that I got text to me. Good crowd here on a Saturday night for the Buccaneers' final home game. Back up, shot just went wide. Zelensky shot it wide. Alstad picks it up down below the goal line. Going to get done early enough, still be able to enjoy the nice evening out there. It's still pretty warm outside here. Sioux City comes all the way up through the center ice. Ori picks it up in behind his own goaltender, played off the inboards to Harper. Back to Ori, sets up in behind Wylet. Back up through center ice, chips it all the way down. Well, Liza, I think right now, as you can see, I think both teams are just, we get a offside going through the motions. Not a lot going on. saw a hit down there. Blair went to hit the kid and just put the brakes on, just kind of pushed him in the boards. Not a lot going on. That could have been a hard hit. Blair could have put a hard hit on him and decided not to.
Yeah, just under 5 remaining. Not a lot of stoppages so far this period. It's been
not as
back
bad
and
as
forth.
second.
But Sioux City, they just want their playoff season to
Yep.
start. Bucks,
I don't blame them.
sure, Bucks are
Want to end
wanting
on a win?
End on a win.
Yep.
End on a win streak. Just shut down defensively.
As you know, we started out the season. We goes up in the Buccaneer. We were on the losing streak, 0-7 here at home. Start of the season. So if we can end the season a 3-0 win streak, that'd be great.
Yeah, that beginning of the season stretch was rough for the Buccaneers. You know, a lot of frustration all across because when you start off the season 0-7, you have a 0-7 streak going. You're winless on home ice for spanning about a month. Yeah, it's rough, and the Buccaneers responded well after that with a good stretch of play and ending the season with a 3-game win streak would sure seem nice for these Bucks players.
On the near side, Clark with it. Right in front of the Buccaneer bench. Hayes will chip it off. Gets it up to Blair. Blair comes in 3-on-2, coming back the other way. Back to Clark. Fires a shot. Saved by Urban. Hash marks. Tried to get another shot off there by Clark. Back out to the blue line. Fires a shot. Just goes wide. Urban. The Buccaneer fans coming alive. Haven't heard the Buccaneer chant in a long time. Trying to get it going. And the Buccaneers, that's our first offsides there, Eliza. I put it in my mind tonight to see how many offsides on our left-hand side here would happen. That's our first offsides.
Unfortunately, that offside is going to take the play all the way back down to the right blue line.
Young man just asked me if this was the last home game of the season. I said it's the last game of the season. He goes, oh, wow.
It's a surprise as we
Yeah.
are. It does go by.
It goes
kinda
by
quick.
fast. We go through those. When it's super cold outside here and you're driving in the rink and it's gray and cloudy out and it's about January, February or so, and I even talked to Coach Curley about it. I said, this is the – and we're going to pull the goalie here, 3:40 of the period. And Sioux City has didn't think they'd pull him that early, Eliza, but I just said like 2.5 minutes ago we'd probably look at pulling the goalie, and they did. Kernan, get him out there. Let's get the 30th goal for Kernan. And here comes the Buccaneers. Briskaloff with it at the blue line. Couldn't hang on to it. Gunnarsson picked it up. Here comes Sioux City back the other way. 6-on-5. Harper plays it on the left-hand side. And don't think Kernan's out there for the Bucks. And here comes Zielinski. Fires it. Shot. Score! Yeah, baby. Yeah. And the Buccaneers with empty net goal. 4-1 lead on Sioux City. And I think it is safe to say that the Buccaneers are going to end the season here at home on a winning streak.
Takes a little bit of luck to score goals in. The Musketeers off the crossbar to our right. Rims over to Zielinski. He is able to take that momentum. Wide open net. He pots it home. Second point of the night. And Zielinski's going to end the season with 8 points in 4 games. 4-game points for him. Multi-point games in 3 of his last 4. He has had a phenomenal end to the season. And the Bucks looking to hold on for a 3-game win streak to end the season.
Sioux City picks it up and behind their own goaltender. 12th goal of the season, Zielinski. Yep. Berlin, New Jersey. Talked to his dad again tonight. Unassisted for the Buccaneers.
At the next whistle, let's take a look. Even though it's an empty net goal, but
We'll take a
it
look
hit,
at it.
it
Yeah,
hit
why
a
not?
crossbar. It
Yep.
did hit a crossbar.
We might as well take a look at it.
If we do get the next whistle,
Yeah. 2:18 remain in the third. Icing waved off. I don't know why that one was waved off. We saw one earlier in the game that should not have been icing, and it was. They didn't even make it to the red line. That one there was a good foot race back the other way. I think honestly the referees are trying to get this game over with just as much as everybody else is. Played on the near side by the Buccaneers. And well, thanks for everybody listening to us this year. I hope you've enjoyed our broadcast from wherever you're listening to.
The good and the bad
Yep.
and the ugly.
Yep, and we appreciate it. When I used to do it for the high school team, we used to do it on YouTube and able to see the chats on there and see where everybody was from, and it was always fun to see where everybody was listening from. Fires a shot, and on Flow we're not able to, but be nice to know where everybody's listening to, and it's always fun to get a weather report too sometimes from them other people, and if there was a chat up there. Always made me jealous when the people chatted in from California and Florida and stuff, where it was nights in the wintertime when it's cold up here. To the far side.
We have 1 minute left in the Buck season.
1 minute left in the Buccaneer season. Unbelievable to say that. Alstead with it, trying to get another goal there. Couldn't do it. Thorpe has it too for the Buccaneers. Eliza, hopefully your summer goes quick. You probably don't have too much school left up in Iowa State.
Crossing my fingers.
Yeah.
Still have finals week, but
Yep.
that's well, I'll get there.
Back up to Alstead. Alstead leaves it there. Zelensky back to Barron. Shot on net, save.
And Zelensky, he's bidding for the hat trick.
15 seconds remaining in the season here for the Buccaneers. And the Buccaneers are going to get a standing ovation here by the Buccaneer fans. And a little pushing and shoving after the whistle here, but everybody's going to skate away. And
Buccaneers,
Buccaneers win 4-1.
3-game win streak to end the season. 4-1. You can't end the season better than that.
You can't. And
On home ice, you have the final 3 games this season on home ice. All of them wins. With all the players embrace knowing that not all of them will be playing together next season. Of course, some going off to college, some going off elsewhere, some returning. But we would like to thank all of the Buccaneers players for providing an awesome season, creating some memories with all of us here, and I'd like to thank everybody that has tuned in to the broadcast throughout the season for the support.
3 stars of the games coming up. And thanks to my wife for letting me come out and do all this stuff. I spent a
Most
lot
important thank you.
Yes, and she's standing right next to me. I got to say it. But especially on the road trips, I know it's a lot of long nights at home by yourself. And
I know next season we'll try to go on some more road trips.
Yeah.
That's my plan for
Yep.
you personally.
yeah, we'll try to do some more road trips.
The Bucks salute the fans at center ice for the final time this season. And high spirits after a win. I think they'll go around and they'll salute all the
Yep.
fans.
Pretty cool to see.
They go around the board saluting all the fans for a fun season. Although they are not making the playoffs, it's still nonetheless a fun season,
Fun
a lot of
season.
memories made, and lots to be thankful for. As they get to relax and enjoy some time off before the camp starts back up this summer. They're gonna reunite with their families from across the world, really.
Yeah, across the world.
Players from all over. It's pretty cool to see them all the way around.
Yeah, I haven't seen that before.
And it's also cool to see the fans stick around,
Yep.
salute the players as well.
Yeah, we got some Sioux City fans in front of us too. They're even giving them a cheer, so that's nice. Good sportsmanship there. Sioux City, good luck to all the USHL teams in the playoffs.
May the
and-
best team win.
Yeah, the best team. It'll be fun to watch. And
Hugs are being shared right there between the benches.
I don't think anyone wants to come off the ice. All right, three stars of the game.
By the offense officials of tonight's contest. Third star with the next first star of the night, number 2.
Keaton Ori, third star of the game, the goal. He's already out there getting his picture taken with Barron, the defensive buddies. Max Weilet, second star of the night, 20 saves on the night, faced 21 shots. He had some fantastic saves. He did a phenomenal job.
2 goals of the game, number 42.
Zielinski.
First star of the game. He had 2 goals on the night as players come together right there. Tossing the t-shirts into the crowd. It's cool to
Well,
see all the fans sticking around.
Yeah, it is
too.
good to see all the
I'm
fans
curious to
sticking
see if
around.
there will be any. Curious to see if there'll be any other on ice activities. This is something I'll be willing to stick around for to see if anything happens. I think Captain Owen Dyer is going to have some words for the fans as he's out on the ice right now. We'll leave it to him. We have some players coming back in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Hold it! Hold it! Hey, over here, hold it! You're sitting with me, you're going to fence. Your Buccaneers will show you some support, so for you to
Well, they're passing out something to the Buccaneer fans. Not sure what it is. T-shirt and some other stuff here, it looks like, for the fans that stuck around, and that's pretty cool to see. And
I see some pucks as well.
yep.
I wonder if they'll give anything to us, Tony.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
If you wave your hands enough, they might toss something up.
I did it before the game started. They had a very nice dinner down there for us that I was not able to make it, as I was here setting up equipment and had some technical difficulties. But we do appreciate everything the Buccaneers have done for us. They always feed us before the games, take good care of us on the road, and it's been a fun season.
I'm sure some of the players won't want to leave the ice.
Yeah, probably not. And
And I know it's hard if it's your last game with the Buccaneers and you know it, then moving on. A little sentimental moment. Don't want to leave you like to stay out as long as you can with the guys you've bonded with over the last year or two or however long you've been with them.
And they become like family. I mean, they don't get too many days off. I mean, you play on the weekends, maybe get a Sunday off for those 3-game weekends. I know they took a Monday off here and there, but it's constantly being on the ice together, being on the bus together, doing road trips together, and they do bond. They end up bonding, and they'll be friends for life.
And you never know, they might end up playing with each other down the road in the future or wherever. You see it all the time. But
yeah, you do see it all the time. You not only the Buccaneer players, but look at your Frozen Four tonight. The roster there, I mean, it was full of USHL players, so they all know each other. They've already all played against each other, and it's cool to see.
And you know, there's a lot of USHL talent that goes to the NHL level as well, and in the AHL. And I'm definitely I'm not one to kind of keep an eye on the NHL draft. As I haven't really paid much attention to it, but this season,
we will.
I'm going to be watching
we'll be watching.
There's a ton of players across all of the USHL that are going to be in this upcoming draft, and I'm curious to see who is going to go where, who is going to get selected by what teams. It's always exciting to see what the future holds for the players.
All right, Eliza, we're out of here. We got a after-game party to go to, and we are taking the off-ice officials out to dinner tonight. And the Buccaneer staff, you're invited too. I'm not going to say where we're going because I don't want all these fans going there tonight. But we're going out and having a party tonight.
Some celebration.
Thanks, Eliza, for the season. We're out of here.